the damages that it has done to the human race. And being a cardiologist, he knows the importance of homeostasis of the blood, where the diseases begin. A point in అర్థం చేసుకొని till today, an allopathy doctor coming out and saying that this is the reason, this is what is happening, we need to change our food. He is one of the first doctors belonging to the allopathic world, saying that if and only if you change to these food, you can be healthy. So whatever his background and all that, his openness to the scientific truths keeps him apart, and that is something that you all should recognize. He's a doctor, but more than that, an open scientific truth seeker. That's what I wanted to just say a few words about him.
Thank you, sir. So where are we today? Basically, India stands with with highest amount of population, and we are the 5th largest economy, and we have a very sustained GDP of 7%, and the whole world is today looking at India. So what are we doing to ourselves? If you look at once the Green Revolution took place after 1980s, the incidence of diabetes, hypertension, and malignancy, all the three have grown hand in hand in India. And what the predominant factor, apart from living stress or lack of exercise and other things, the predominant thing was the food. So what we have been eating is absolutely wrong. Basically, what we have been eating are called negative grains. We eat white rice, we eat wheat. And how can we change? So what do we do? So how do we actually save the next generation? So when the whole world is looking at us and we need to, be competitive enough to face the competition. So how are we going to save the next generation? I think most of us don't look at what we are doing today. We look at buying property, we look at buying gold, we look at buying fancy cars. We don't look at our next generation. Unfortunately, none of us are actually taking care of our next generation. And this we need to change. If India has to become a superpower, our next generation should be very healthy and strong. How do we go about it and what do we do about it? So the only thing we can actually save them is changing the way they are eating. So that's what we have strived and we have learned from Khadar Vali sir, and that's what we are trying to scientifically build. How do we culinarily make it possible for a common man to eat millet? There were a lot of millet concepts, a lot of, I think, women sitting here. Everybody must have tried cooking millets and trying millets at their home. Unfortunately, most of them would have stopped it. The reason being, we have a very false myth of comparing it with rice. Rice is totally a different grain, wherein millets are a totally different seed. There is no resemblance, there is no any way of matching both. It's not our mistake because we don't have any guidelines which were given to us. We didn't know how to follow it. We basically conclude on what we have been doing earlier. That's what happens when you don't soak millet properly, when you don't wash them properly and try to eat them like rice. It wouldn't work. It's a very, basically very highly nutritious and loaded grain. It's unlike rice. So all these myths we actually could study from 2016 to 17, following these videos, and apart from that, IIM also basically helped us to build this. Apart from all this, most important thing is whenever we eat food, we expect it to be very tasty. So a lot of us have a very bad notion about millet, being it not a very tasty grain. So that we actually could make it as a very tasty grain. You wouldn't find difference between eating the regular rice idli and millet idli once you visit millet mawars. Be it our bread, be it our baking products, be it our biryani. So it took 2 or 3 years for us to build all this. So this is a very important slide here. What we are trying to tell people is how do we eat millet? Basically, we need to rotate millet novels. We basically dwell into minor millets. The reason being of its very positive effect on the human body. So, and we tell people 6 days, 6 miracles, and we actually created a concept called 6-pack. So 6 days, 6 different millets. So we sell only whole grains. Millet Novels is one of the only brands in this planet which sells this concept, and this is how we've been educating people. We have reversed diabetes for people who have been eating 2 meal of this millet with impaired glucose tolerance. And for somebody who was having a HbA1c of 11, 12, you could actually bring it down to 6 to 7, and also reducing the dose of medication which they have been taking. So this is something very unique which we have brought in, and we had anybody else. Post-COVID we were struggling, we were at the verge of closure. After the third wave, I literally gave up. In fact, all my partners left. I didn't know what to do. That's when I approached our joint MD, Sangeeta Reddy ma'am of Apollo Hospitals Group. She basically has been following millets for quite some time. She actually gave me a 3-month time to try it on the patients first, and let's see how the results are. So we introduced millets to our patients, and we could see phenomenal results, which was later recognized by Indian Institute of Millet Research, and she actually received the award. And Apollo Health City Hyderabad stands as the first hospital in India to serve millet food to its patients, doctors, and its staff. And not the regular ragi, not the regular baja, we are actually talking about the non-millet food. This was one big achievement. After this, there was no taking back for millet novels as well. They did come in a big way. Now we have associated with GMR Group. We are coming up with 2 big restaurants at both arrival and departures of Hyderabad Airport. This basically, we are pushing it as a social cause initiative. We are trying to educate people. We are trying to slowly get the next generation to eat at least 1 meal a day with millet. So I wouldn't take much of your time. Any Q&A, I think probably I'll answer once finishes this talk. Thank you. Thanks to one and all. So,